Y'all, I made a U-part crochet wig for the first time. One that I can just throw on and go. I'm in love and I'm going to show you how I did it, so stay tuned. Oh, and I'm Mika, by the way. Thank you for checking out this video. So the cap that I'm using is my favorite cap. I will have it linked below. It's on Amazon, but it's a previously used cap that I made a wig and I didn't like how it turned out. I think I cut the bang too short, so I cut all of the hair out, and while doing so I cut the cap in a few areas, but it's all good because some of that area on top will be getting cut anyway. I wanted to create a U-part wig that will allow me to just throw her on and go. I didn't want to have any leave out, so I wanted the opening to be very narrow, just wide enough so that I'll have a part. So no leave out, just enough of an opening for a part. I'm using a weaving needle and thread to create my outline of where I'm going to crochet the hair. And like I said, I want it to be as narrow as possible, just enough for my part. I started stitching at the back, working my way down to the elastic band, and then I went back up and did the same once I got to the other side. So I stitched over both sides twice, and don't forget to stitch that back part as well. Whenever I make U-part wigs, I like to make it as though it's going to be a middle part. I also recommend using a wig block that is the circumference of your head. So measure around your head and get a wig block in that size. And I have a link to wig blocks below as well. I will be using everyone's favorite, well, just about. I think everyone loves Freetress Beach Curl, but I'm going to be using some color. We'll talk about that in a minute. I have 2 packs of number 4, and I have a leftover pack of number 2. That's like half a pack. Of course, you will need a latch hook. Lately, I've been loving this smaller one. It's so easy to work with. A pair of scissors will be handy. Use some that you don't care too much about, because this crochet hair will make your scissors dull. And these are the combs that I used, and I only needed 2. So like always, in the back, I spaced the hair out and I separated the hair twice. Just make sure you space the hair out. You can always go back and add more if needed. I like to be stingy in the back and save as much hair as I can for the top. With beach curl, I only have to loop the hair around 3 times. So at least 3 times, but sometimes I go overboard and do it like 4 or 5 times. But with 3, you're good. One of the reasons why I love this cap is it gives you full coverage. You are able to crochet hair onto the elastic band because they have the netting there, whatever you call that part that you're crocheting the hair. So I love that. So once I'm at this area, I start placing the hair closer together because I do want that volume on top, and I'm using smaller pieces. So throughout the process, like after I do a pack or half a pack, I do like to go through it with my fingers to get all of the loose hairs and then cut off some of the straggly pieces. Here I'm trying to patch up one of the 2 holes I have left. It probably wouldn't be an issue, but knowing how I am, it would bother me knowing that it's there. So I'm going to fix that one, and then I'll fix the other one once I get up to that area. So let's talk about this color, y'all. This is 30. I did not plan to use as much as I did, but I really love how it turned out. When installing color, I like to make sure I do it evenly. So if I put 2 pieces in the front like you see here, I have, wherever I have one on the left, I have one on the right. So I want it to be even. I want y'all to see my handy dandy folding table that I have right at the bottom on the right. What I like to do is lay out here, that way I can just grab and go. Of course, you can get one of those wooden racks. They have some cute purple and pink ones too, but I work well with just putting the hair on the table. I can just grab as I go. At this point, I was getting nervous about running out of hair again. I didn't tell y'all I had to go back to the store and get more hair. So I'm using some of this color just to make sure I have enough to finish up the top. I didn't want to end with the color. I wanted to end with the number 4. And I'm still using smaller pieces and crocheting the hair as close together as possible before I start doing my part, doing the knotless technique. So when I started doing the knotless technique or the knotless method, I was using bigger pieces, mainly because I'm lazy, y'all. I was being lazy and wanted to hurry up and be done, but I found that the hair would unravel, the knot would unravel. Now you can fix that by taking a small piece from each side and creating a knot. That way you're good to go. But once I got to the other side, I used smaller pieces, and that was a lot easier, and I had no issues with the knots unraveling. So I recommend using smaller pieces, or if you are lazy like I am, just grab a piece of hair from each piece and make a knot. The next video I make where I'm making the crochet wig, I will show y'all what I'm talking about if you don't understand what I'm saying. But as you see, I'm using smaller pieces, and with the knotless technique, all you're doing is you're pulling one piece of hair through your loop instead of both. I did have a hard time pulling my latch hook through the opening. I wanted to pull it through the cap and between the thread. So if I would have used a nylon thread, it would have been very difficult. So I'm glad I used the regular, I think it's made of polyester, I'm not really sure, but I'm glad I used regular weaving thread. So as you see, I'm having a hard time. So maybe I'll get a smaller latch hook next time. I don't know, but we are almost done. Y'all, I love this wig. I have no plans of installing crochet braids again. For real, for real. I'm trying to tell y'all. And I did the knotless technique all around the entire U. And again, I used smaller pieces. And as you can see, that thing ain't going nowhere. So yeah, y'all, we are almost done. And I did not film myself cutting the cap. And since I plan to make plenty more of these U-part crochet wigs, I will be sure to do that next time. I think this time I was nervous about cutting the cap. I wanted to make sure I didn't mess up. But just take some scissors and just snip the middle. And the only thing you'll have to cut off excess of is that black elastic band. And that's it. I'm using my needle and thread to attach the combs at the very end, one on each side. The plan was to use two on each side, but I tried just using one, and that was fine. It got the job done. Now, one thing I'm thinking about doing is using smaller combs. These are fine, but I'm going to see if I can use some small. In fact, there are combs attached to this cap. So maybe next time I will just remove those combs and then sew them at the U. But we'll see. I'll keep y'all posted. I wanted to try her on so y'all can see how she turned out. I washed my hair the day before, and the plan is to do some 2-strand twists. So I took some of the hair out of my plaits and made 2 cornrows. And here's the thing, when you are wearing U-part wigs, if you have to force the comb in, if you feel any pain, if you feel your hair snapping or popping, that means your braids are too small. So take them loose and then rebraid your hair and make them bigger. Make your braids bigger. You don't want to break your hair off because of a wig. But y'all, look at her. Do y'all see this wig? I had to put my glasses on, but I couldn't see. The cap is all the way down. You can put combs there if you want. Look at that side. I am loving it. Girl, so in love. Hey, 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 hey. And here is the back. It's nice and full. The color is not scaring me. I don't like a whole lot of color, but I am loving this wig, y'all. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you ever made a U-part wig? Are you going to try and make one? Let me know. But as for me, I am done. Well, I say that now, but I probably will do a couple of installs from time to time. But I think I'm done installing. Look at my part. Girl, you can't tell me nothing. Thank y'all for watching. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.